On April 30, 1988, during a home game against the New York Mets, with 2 out in the top of the ninth inning, Mookie Wilson hit what looked like a routine ground ball to the shortstop, but the throw to first base was wide and pulled the first baseman's foot off the bag. Umpire Dave Poloni didn't immediately make the safe call, and the first baseman waited for the call instead of making a play at the plate, allowing Howard Johnson to score all the way from second base with what would turn out to be the game-winning run. Rose vehemently argued the call and forcefully pushed the umpire twice with his shoulder and forearm, knocking Poloni several feet backward. Poloni promptly ejected Rose, per long-standing rules that call for immediate ejection for simply touching an umpire. Rose had to be forcibly restrained by his coaches as he came back at Poloni. He claimed Poloni had initiated the physical contact, and can be seen in the footage of the incident pointing to his cheek, attempting to explain to umpire Eric Gregg that Poloni had poked him in the face. In his book, Poloni wrote an entire chapter on the incident and said he did not touch Rose, and National League personnel who investigated the incident later agreed with him. In the time it took to remove Rose from the field, Cincinnati fans began showering the field with objects that included radios and cigarette lighters. Even though the inning was not over, everybody retreated to the dugouts. Reds owner Marge Schott posted a message onto the electronic billboard, asking fans to stop throwing objects onto the field. After a 15-minute suspension of play, Poloni left the field and the game was completed with the remaining 3 umpires. National League President A. Bartlock Giamatti suspended Rose for 30 days, which was the longest suspension levied for an on-field incident involving a manager. He also fined Rose a substantial amount. The actual amount was not disclosed. Giamatti said, "Such incidents are not business as usual and will not be allowed to become so." Giamatti also summoned the Reds on-air radio announcers, Marty Brennaman and Joe Nuxhall, to his office in New York City and chastised them for inciting the fan response with inflammatory and completely irresponsible remarks. Giamatti told Brennaman and Nuxhall, "There is no excuse for encouraging a situation where the physical safety and well-being of any individual is put significantly at risk. Nothing justifies such unprofessional behavior."